What is up, you guys? The Dominator, Dominic Flores, back with you guys here today to do my WWE year-end review and sort of like an awards. I'm going to be doing like the rundown of what I enjoyed from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and 205 Live. So yeah, let's get right into it. Uh, Superstar. So we're gonna start off with Monday Night Raw. So I've divided it, like I said, into four sections: Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live. So let's start out with Monday Night Raw. So my Superstar of the Year, it was really hard for Monday Night Raw, but I ended up going with Brock Lesnar. He had the title most of the year, and I mean, I kind of enjoyed his run with the title. Well, he still has the title. He's had some pretty good matches with Goldberg. He has had some pretty good matches with Samoa Joe. The Braun Strowman was a okay match. Who else has he faced? AJ Styles, of course, he had that good match with AJ Styles at Survivor Series. So yeah, my superstar of the year for the women's division on Monday Night Raw is Alexa Bliss. She just had an amazing year. Has had multiple title reigns, and yeah, I thought Alexa Bliss would have been appropriate. So yeah, tag team of the year. There was a lot of good tag teams on Raw. I would have picked the Revival, but just the injuries they had two injuries. They were barely on TV from, I believe it was, when did it was probably from March to December. They just recently returned, so yeah, I would have picked them because in the few matches they've had pretty good matches. But I went with the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Just a fantastic tag team. Didn't really expect anything from it, especially since they had Mick Foley or creative, whoever you want to say, did it. Uh, Threw together a random tag team, and it was pretty good. Now I do know that they started in December of last year, but most of their success came this year. So multiple Raw tag team title reigns, and yeah. So my breakout stars of the year of for male, of course, it is going to be Braun Strowman. What a year he has had. He's had amazing matches. The Fatal 4-Way, that's another good match with Brock Lesnar in it. Fatal 4-Way was a good match. His whole feud with Roman Reigns was good. And yeah, so Braun just had an amazing year. And yeah, for breakout, Alexa Bliss again. She really did break out this year. Like a couple years ago, you didn't expect anything from her, especially for because of her gimmick down at NXT. But on Raw, SmackDown they treated her well, but mostly Raw she had done pretty good. The only thing that I didn't like was the Bailey "This Is Your Life" segment, but of course that's not her fault. Creative wanted her to do that, so yeah. Uh, Return of the year, of course, I'm gonna go with the Hardy Boys returning to WrestleMania 33. Um, so yeah, Hardy Boys returned from to WrestleMania 33 in a Fatal 4-Way ladder match with the Club, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, Cesaro and Sheamus, and Enzo Amore and Big Cass. So yeah, Hardy's return. They win the Raw Tag Team Championships. So yeah, big return. It was an awesome turn. Pretty good match as well. So yeah, my return of the year for females. There wasn't a lot of female returns, but I'm gonna go with Paige. Um, she just had a great return, and then she brought in two new stars from NXT as well. And this was fairly recent too. So yeah, there wasn't really a lot of women returns, but if there had to be one, I guess it would have been uh, Paige. So moving on to match of the year. For match of the year, I'm gonna go with AJ Styles versus Finn Balor for at TLC. That match just blew the roof off the house. It stole the show at TLC. It was just, and AJ wasn't even on Monday Night Raw. He's supposed to be on SmackDown, but they borrowed him, and I'm glad they borrowed him because they had a good match. So yeah, uh, Bailey. Okay, or for the Raw Women's Match of the Year, it is going to be Bayley versus Charlotte. Raw, February 13th. Uh, I, I I'll admit I don't really like the women's division. I don't really watch their matches, but I had to go back and watch a couple to determine who would get the match of the year, and by far it was Bayley versus Charlotte. Raw, February 13th. It was just an amazing match, amazing story told. So yeah. Moving on to my rivalry of the year for Monday Night Raw, it was Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Now, this feud took storytelling to a whole new level. Like, Roman backing an ambulance into another truck. I mean, come on, with Braun Strowman inside it. So yeah, that feud was just very interesting, very entertaining. I like that feud. That's my rivalry of the year for Monday Night Raw. For Monday Night Raw, it was Bayley and Charlotte. I just liked their chemistry in the ring. They did really well with each other. But yeah. Alright, moving on to SmackDown Live. So we had, for Superstar of the Year, of course, it is going to be the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. He just had an amazing year. All good matches with Brock, with Finn, with, who else has he faced? He even made Jinder look good a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, who else did he have a good match with? Kevin Owens, the Kevin Owens went downhill. Shane McMahon, he had a good match with Shane McMahon. John Cena, of course. So, yeah, my female superstar of the year is Charlotte. First, SmackDown is Charlotte. Had some pretty good matches with Natalya and Naomi this year. So, yeah. Tag team of the year, it is going to be the Usos. Had some of the best tag team action that SmackDown has ever seen with the New Day. I didn't pick the New Day because, I like them, but, they're kind of getting bland, and the Usos just stepped their game up a whole nother level this year, so yeah. For Breakout Star of the Year, there's two. Fashion Police. Now, these guys, they're just very entertaining. They can put on a pretty good, decent match. They really broke out this year, and I'm really excited to see what comes of them in 2018. Now, the booking decision on WWE's hand hasn't been the best, but I'm really interested to see what comes for the Fashion Police in 2018. Moving on, we have Breakout Star of the Year for Women's. It is Carmella. I really liked everything that she did this year. She's my favorite female superstar, Carmella. Really enjoy her with the Money in the Bank. I think it's going to be a similar cash-in to Seth Rollins. Maybe not at WrestleMania, but a very sneakish, sly cash-in. So, yeah, I think her Money in the Bank title cash-in should be really good. But, of course, only time will tell. Moving on, we have the return of the year. There was none for female that I can find for SmackDown, but and there was really none for male on SmackDown. But I went with Shelton Benjamin. He was really the only return, and I'm kind of liking, like I've said in past videos, I kind of like what he's doing with Chad Gable. Not like a huge fan, but he's trying to give advice to the younger talent. So, yeah, and they're supposed to be getting a title match this week on SmackDown Live, I believe. So that should be pretty good, and we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, moving on, we have Match of the Year for SmackDown. And, of course, it's going to be that Royal Rumble match with AJ Styles versus John Cena. What a fantastic match. I had to go back and watch that to make sure. I was pretty sure I was going to pick this, but, man, was I sure after I went back and watched it. False finishes. Very New Japanish, people would say, and I kind of agreed with that. It was just a really good close finish after close finish. So, yeah, I really like that. Moving on to the match of the year for the women's Money in the Bank match. Now, you're probably thinking, that terrible match in Money in the Bank? No, it is the rematch. They hit all the right notes on the rematch, but, I didn't. I don't know. I was kind of mad there because why would you have James Ellsworth pull down the briefcase with Carmella for Carmella, um, which I don't understand. That they ruined that, but they helped it a little by having this rematch. So yeah. Um, Rivalry of the year for the men. It is the Usos versus the New Day. They've had fantastic matches. The Hell in a Cell match is my favorite one by far. Um, but even the SummerSlam kickoff show was good. The Battleground match was the best match of the night for Battleground. So yeah, they had all their matches were amazing. So yeah, uh, rivalry. There was really I didn't have a really favorite for SmackDown, but if I had to go with one, it would be Charlotte versus Natalia. Just the storytelling, uh, Hart versus Flair, which was pretty cool. But I mean, I didn't really have a favorite for SmackDown Women's Division. Moving on to NXT, Superstar of the Year for male is, of course, Drew McIntyre. He had so many good matches. Andrade Cien Almas, Johnny Gargano. Um, who else has he? I think. I'm trying to think. There was one specific one. I can't remember, but he has had some good matches. For the Superstar of the Year. Superstar of the Year for the female, of course, it's going to be Asuka. Oh my gosh. My favorite match of the year for NXT women is the last man standing match between Asuka and Nikki Cross. That was a good match. It didn't quite make my top uh, my favorite match of the year for women's wrestling for NXT, but it was very close. I'll give you my match of the year in a minute, but yeah, Asuka is my female star of the year. Tag team, Authors of Pain. Now, I was thinking about DIY, but considering that all their matches were great this year, don't get me wrong, and last year, but this year, um, just because they broke up, if they had a little bit longer, like if they broke up at NXT Takeover Brooklyn, well, I guess Tommaso would have been injured anyways. But I mean, I couldn't really pick DIY because they were barely in action for like 5 months. But I mean, they still had some good matches. But the Authors of Pain are my tag team of the year for NXT. They've had some pretty good matches with Sanity, Undisputed Era, of course DIY. The DIY versus Revival versus Authors of Pain match was amazing. So yeah. Moving on, we have the Breakout Star of the Year. Of course, the Breakout Star for male is Aleister Black. This man has had so many good matches with Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. He had an undefeated streak until I believe it was even last week. Yeah, it was last week that Johnny Gargano pinned Aleister Black. He had good matches with Adam Cole. He had good matches with the Velveteen Dream. That was an amazing match. But yeah, Aleister Black is my breakout star of the year. Moving on, the breakout star of the year for the women's is Ember Moon. She had very good matches. She's actually made it into my favorite women's match of the year for NXT, and I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, Ember Moon is my female superstar of the year. Return, there was really none for women for NXT, but for men, the only really return was Cassius Ohno. Now, this man has put on many good matches. Uh, Bobby Roode, he had a good match with. He had a recent one with Lars Sullivan, and yeah, he's just had so many good matches. So yeah, he is my pick. So yeah, my match of the year is for NXT is Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne at Takeover Chicago. That match was an amazing match, one of my favorite matches of the year, I believe. So yeah, I really like that match. For my women's match of the year, it was Asuka versus Ember Moon. NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. That match just tore the house down. It was an amazing match. So yeah. Alright, moving on to 205 Live. Not a very good year for the Cruiserweights. Could have been better, but, whatever. Is what it is. Superstar of the year is Neville for NXT, or not NXT, for 205 Live. Had many good matches with everybody, and yeah. The breakout star of the year is Cindric Alexander. Had some pretty good matches. So yeah. And the match of the year is Neville versus Austin Aries. Payback. That match was an amazing match. One of my favorite cruiserweight matches of the year. So yeah. One of my favorite matches for 205 Live. The show of the year is NXT. Every week I'd tune in and they'd have some good match, at least one good match. With Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, I didn't really find the interest every single week, but yeah. All right, and my figures of the year, my top 5 figures of the year. Number 5 is going to be Kurt Angle. Now, he comes with the entrance stage and 2 Olympic gold medals. Now, I was really excited to get this figure, but when I got out of the package, for some reason, I just didn't connect with it. And the unboxing is coming soon, guys, so look out for that. But I just didn't really connect with the figure. It's a good figure, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to have it. Just a collector's item, I think. Again, comes with the stand that plays his theme song, so yeah. Cool. So, number 5 figure. Now, number 4, it is the AJ Styles Network Spotlight Toys R Us exclusive. I don't know why I didn't really. I like this figure. This is my favorite AJ that I have. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty good figure. I just didn't really know where to place it on the list. So number 4 goes to AJ Styles. He comes with the AJ Styles vest. So yeah. Number 3 is this Tyler Bate figure. Now, it could have been higher on my list. It's just a basic figure. I like the belt. It's just like, I don't know. It's just a bland figure. Blue trunks. Really only the detail is the brown socks above the thing. That's really the only detail. But it comes with the United Kingdom Championship, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I really like this figure. Number 2. I've really liked this figure since I've got it. It is the Seth Rollins Then Now Forever. I don't know really why I like it. It comes with the WWE Championship belt. So yeah, I don't know why I really like it. I think it's just because his current attire is he's always in this attire, so it's always his current attire basically. So yeah, again, and it also comes with his vest, so in the WWE Championship. Alright, my number 1 figure of the year. Oh, that just fell. My number 1 figure of the year for 2017. Now, this was not a very hard choice because I really like this figure since I got it. I've always enjoyed looking at it, and it's really cool. It is the Chris Jericho You Just Made the List. GameStop exclusive and ringside exclusive. So, I don't know. It's just the cool details. It comes with a pin, as you can see. The list of Jericho, of course, the scarf. So yeah, pretty cool figure. My favorite figure of the year. So yeah. Now I want to run down what we have accomplished on this channel in half a year. So we've reached almost 3,000 views this year, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. 3,000 views is amazing for half a year. For a starting out channel, we have reached 134 subscribers. Thanks to you guys. I think it's about 450 followers on Wrestling Amino. We've done about 3 giveaways. We've uploaded about 110, 15, 20 around there videos. And I want to thank you guys so much for all the support. And I'm going to deliver a huge announcement. February the 6th, I will be going to SmackDown Live. So I will bring you guys along for the journey. So stay tuned, make sure to subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thank you guys for an amazing year. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Wrestling Amino at the Dominators Toy Show. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Happy New Year. D-Flow out.